Starting coming at you with another game of Total War 3 Kingdoms, and super excited to continue on today with our Zheng campaign. 190 expanded. We are not yet a bandit queen, but it's not too far off. Emperor Cao Cao and the Empress Wulie are reigning in their emperor's seats. There's not yet a third claimant, so if we get a move on, it could be us, but if we don't, we won't. Now what we want to do here is get onto the river, so we'll still replen there. And just get on the way. And we'll just stay right here, because that's far enough. We don't need the building, really. It's the minor ones. Alright, so we'll convert this one over. And get a little bit more research. So he is subservient. So he's the vassal of a vassal. Got it. Well, it looks like she's going to have to make a choice because we're going to attack them, right? Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
恢复原样，保持原样。 行动起来！齐心协力。
All right, moved up there, and then you know on the home passes, very important to show the flag there. And of course, we've got decent vision on what's going on. We know that many of Cao Cao's forces are up here, with the last of Liu Bei's forces, and I'm sure that won't last too long. But I guess Liu Bei, having recently broken out of the great vassalage breakup there, pretty rough. But we'll just see what these folks can do here. And on this front, this army is already quite healed up. Just a few injured guys, and this one is in pretty decent shape as well. We need to... Yeah, we'll just continue siege here. I don't think he'll have somebody to back it up. What we want to do is move here, and this guy's level 5 now, which means, you guessed it, we get to swap for Zhanbei headhunters. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. And honestly, these bandit marauders are still totally fine. Like, I respect an axe cavalry, right? They may not be the toughest, but they get some of their job done. And with that, we can just... We don't want to swap any more of this. I mean, the Zheng Nova cavalry are totally worth using. I mean, there's special guys. Once he gets to level 6, we'll probably swap them over, but we'll have to leave one of them with him. Alright. So that's everything there. If we upgrade here, it's to do what? Just to make sure we get... more food? Well, we would need to trade for this. Does he care about it? Oh yeah, he really wants that one. Never mind. Well, we'll if we just make food. We don't need to, though. We can do that later if need be. So we should make administration hall, right? Yeah, because the money doesn't matter and the research rate is just too good. Public order is super high, and here our faction support is totally fine. Reserves relatively low. We could just... Does anybody have a special one? Doesn't really look like it. We need to get Yuan Shao into an army ere too long. We'll just, I mean, filial and corrupt is unnecessary, but we'll do it anyway. I mean, why not, right? And with that in mind, we'll just send Yuan Shao off on counter-espionage. We'll pull him back out if the accident will. Here we're going to keep on trying to upset people in this faction. He's got so many, but I'm sure there's some people in there. Last time we hit Zhou Yuan, because that's her name, Zhou Yuan. There you go. I even almost said it. Amazing. Yeah, it's like, I guess we should filter by satisfaction, huh? Alright, it doesn't work. He's got too many. Looks like Zhu Hong showed up there. Well, we're gonna do one of these. And use her to rabble-rouse in the faction. She the Huntress. Like that. Welcome to the party, she. I think this is just like a, Oh, no, you know, she is, she's a spy is what she is. She is one of the awesome missile calf things. You know, we'll just hold on to her. I mean, she may not be a spy. She might have grown up, right? And just, like, been so unhappy there that, you know, she immediately left, but yeah, you know, Ballistic Rain, Flames of the Phoenix, we'll definitely try to find a spot for her eventually. I like these, like the Zhanbei and Zhongnu and Liang and stuff peoples coming in, and the Koreans coming all in under our umbrella. Our umbrella is just so very satisfying. We're going to move forward here. And we don't need to raid, but we're going to do it anyway, because it's who we are. It's what we like to do. Do we want another army here? I don't know if we have a slot. We have one slot. Well, the quicker we finish this up here, the better off we are. Having an army at the north would be broadly okay, but not as good as just spinning up another one that could be eminently useful. Alright, so is anybody good here? Well, welcome back to the war, my buddy. And she would be a normal sentinel, less desirable than that. Yeah, this would have been a good time to get Yuan Shao out, huh? Who does have a nice retinue of some great units. We'll get him into an army someday. And he's a regular commander, magistrate, which is not really that good here. Impeccable, tolerant, vigilant. Well, vigilant's quite nice. Just a board there. A regular little crummy one there. We don't need to be too fancy with him yet, as he's just rejoined. But enjoy this cryptographer, you know, in your hour of need. Here's a regular bow. Don't say you never get anything. Now you can get, like, this nice Imperial bow, because you're a fancy guy. And you can get the leather of the Fire Phoenix. No, that's too fancy for... Well, you know, is it, though? You know, we could just, yeah, let's let him run fast. You know, he joined up and now he's raring to go. But really, I kind of want the... So for a red hero, because they get the big bonus to melee damage, like sometimes I feel like it's worth it to take something with lower AP just because, you know, you get the huge swings with it. But yeah, let's just go with military G here. The overseer here, boom, ready to roll, you know, and he'll have a faster retinue. Now, we're not going to hold on to any of these. The veteran bowmen are actually... Oh, these are just poisoned, that's right. Actually, I think holding on to these veteran women could be fine. You know, they got decent... I mean, it's good damage. Oh, and they have Shield Breaker as well. Does he give them Shield Breaker? He does have 90 knockback on the retinue, so I hardly want to keep too many non-cav here. Speaking of, at level 5, a man can get Zhongbei Headhunters. Those are quite good archers, and, you know, we'll keep that part of his identity, at least, for all that these militia are not going to make the cut. And here, we got plenty of hidden axes, so we can just get 2 of them, and then a nice Huhuan Raider to capture the rest of it. This guy hardly needs that there. Let's give him a Watchman of the Empire 2 times, right? A little bit of watchfulness. 1 veteran bowman here. He can stay. Long Spear Militia, obviously, are not going to make the cut. Long Spear Warriors are kind of fine, but I feel like if we wanted that role, then, well, we don't really have a comparable one. But we don't want that role. We'll take a couple cav there. Do we want an axe guy? We'll just fill up on crossbows here. You know, a nice little minimalist army doing what it has to do in order to be successful. Fast attack rate on a green guy is, to my mind, a desirable thing. He can stay on his brown horse. A little bit of stats, Imperial Bow. Okay, so if we get the Imperial Bow and the Robe of the Omen Maker, it's range firing rate for the own army, so we need to... You know, we're going to mess up her face, but that's okay. It's worth it for the ranged firing rate, right? It is. And we'll mess up her face too, but it'll be worth it for the set bonus. It's okay. It's just a little visual bug. It never hurt anybody. I barely even noticed it. We don't have a tribute hall here, but just wild. Let's go ahead and get one. Now, of course, the tribute halls do have the ancillary effect of making everybody hate us. but it is mainly because they are not us that they despise us. Yeah, and we want to convert this over because more food is obviously more desirable than what we have going on there. And now, you know, food positive, which is good because this one has no food making at all. But we can drop, you know, the industry or something. It's hard for our places to make money with our very high corruption levels, but you know, what are you gonna do? It's the way of it. We're gonna save real quick. And here, I think that's about all. You know, we got that army spun up and distributed some things, and it'll be ready to go. It's a little wonky, you know, a little low on cav, but tons of range, and you know, if we can, I'm sure we can find a way to make it work. It's going to be tricky getting into the rest of the area, but we've never traveled through this before. It looks like impenetrable forest, but, you know, we'll see how difficult it is to move through it. But in probably like 3 more turns, I'll be the Bandit Queen. It just remains to be seen, you know, what our enemies will do before that. It might even be before then. On these sieges, if we get a big prestige boost out of our effects. Here, it looks like they are very brave indeed and are coming out to fight us, which is perfect. Alright, a great battle map. They've got a big old level 6 sentinel, however, not too worried about it. They've got guys without shields. It's a whole lot of guys without shields, and we have a pleasant amount of crossbows. They've got 0 cavalry. They have no cavalry, so we're going to be able to very badly beat up on them. And of course, this is the army with the invisible elephant, which they have probably failed to consider.
Right,
Like, none of these guys got a bow, none of these guys got a bow. It's alright. So we outrange him with these Wuhuan horse archers. And we've got our, you know, we've got our Got our range block on. Now they're shooting back, so it's time to run away a little bit. Like, do they have firewall moving? We'll see here. They do indeed have firewall moving. I think it's just crossbows that don't. They shoot real fast. But, you know, we give them a volley and back up. These veteran archers, of course. Plenty high in morale. They're challenging me. I respectfully decline. This is supposed to decline matched combat, but I guess that wasn't active there. These hunters absolutely cannot stand up to the onslaught, such as it is, and get eliminated. We're gonna go take this tower real quick while the horse archers charge in. Getting the shots in, you know, with more horse archers we would do more damage, but this is doing fine. Of course, their best bowmen do range exactly with my guys, which is hardly where we want to be. Like, I bet I'd win, but I'm not sure of it. Sentinels are wonky, right? You know, let's do it. Young Feng, you better win. I'm not gonna be like everyone's gonna laugh at you, but they might. But of course, the duel distracts the leader, allowing me to attack these veteran bowmen, who may have been spears. You know, I'm sure he'll win this, but I don't know how quickly. And she didn't have tenacity of steel anyway, so we don't really have a lot to worry about. Her resolve will just make us not hit her for a while, but fundamentally, she shouldn't be doing too much damage. Also, our horse archers, having gotten 37 kills, are half dead. You know, it just goes to show how much one unit needs other units. Because a horse archer unit, you know, you really do want more than a couple of them. But it's okay, we can just roll back here. So right now she has 94%, you know, block, but that won't last forever. Now that's over, she's down to a respectable 44, and we'll try to Binding Fury, and it does hit her. Inside Jinshu continues ripping up the foe here. We just need to make sure we don't get speared with the elite long spear warriors, who do have very respectable armor-piercing damage and good evasion and stuff. You know, they're very Protectors of Heaven-esque, although probably lacking in some of that spice, that spice melange that we associate with them. But you know, their duel is truly one for the ages. But we are going to allow them to come more to us, right, for the next phase. She's used her ability, you know, she still is quite... And this is a person with just, like, a regular sword and a regular set of armor, right? She is level 6, which doesn't hurt. And now we'll use our Binding Fury, and if she doesn't dodge it... Huzzah! Yang Feng wins the fight. And gets back on his horse. I don't know why they're trying to go for, like, the ultra-wide flank here. I mean, I guess they did have... Oh, yeah, that's right. They did have reinforcements. That's the other context. They had a big group of reinforcements that I totally forgot about, besides their army. It was just a partial army, though, right? Right. But the strategist is getting mauled, 'cause she's not even running, right? And that is... You know, that's too brave. But here, yeah, they've got all these archer sets too far away from where they want to be. We're just going to get the cabin there. And finally, they've peeked out their heads, and these elite long spear warriors are good against all sorts of stuff, but what they're not good against at all is crossbow fire. As the fury of Beihai bite into the unit. You know, they are heavily armed, they are heavily armored, and evasive. However, the one thing they don't have is a shield or any missile resistance. Oh my goodness, wow, you know, just for one stinking second, but that's that charge, right? I wasn't watching, and she is now bailing, that's okay, good for her. Yikes. You know, no slouches, these armies here, right? But of course, our girl, Our Lady of the Elephant, hits a nice roar. Yeah, letting your commander get charged by spears with a big charge bonus, you know, that's a rough one. Of course, she's fine. She's got a resilience, I'm sure. Speaking of running into spears, let's not. 'Tis a silly place. No, but that's the thing about trying to take engagements with archers. How long is it going to be with archers? But here we, you know, because this is the people that were defending the town, so this is going to make the auto-resolve much more amenable to our goals. Bum 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 bum. And the Fury behind, just being furious. These elite long spear warriors hardly like what's going on here. You know, they're matching up well enough against these bandit marauders, but then the rest of the support came in. And she lays a stop right in the middle of them. Beautiful work from Our Lady of the Invisible Elephant. Exactly what we want to see. And cleaning up the foe here. Very, very good indeed. Exactly what we needed and exactly what we got. Now a little bit of rundown is absolutely called for, especially on these elites, if we can find them. But this is the very important phase. I used to have a mod on Warhammer 3 that would just like automatically, Warhammer 2 I think actually, like AI General that would, you could use it like in battles and stuff, and I did whenever my hands were really messed up and I could barely play. But I also used it, you know, to mop up the foe, which was nice. You know, you just let your hound units go auto attack, which, geez, you really wish there was a button for that once you have it.
而敌军仍在做困兽之斗，
下之于地，上参于天。 放他们回家去吧。
And Han Sui has fallen to time or battle. Joyous day, a daughter is born into our broader house, to Clint Eastwood and Zheng Ruiying. And we have failed to fulfill the promise. Oh, it makes us have bad diplomacy. Is that it? Does it really... It only gives you a -5? Does it give you a worse one to him? Ah, a broken treaty one. So yeah, there you go.
朕屈尊与你谈判，还不叩谢天恩？
Like, look, can we try this again? And he's like, look, I know you didn't do it just now, but are you really going to do it this time? We're like, yeah, of course. Have you considered a horse? Alright, so, we've got another contract. I'm sure they live over here. We'll definitely be able to do something with this one.
如此一来，你我定将前程似锦。
Alright, we're definitely going to be able to fulfill this contract for Cao Cao. He loves me. And he gets like some loot when commanding. And she gets, of course, access to the night battle. So, you know, you just figure what you need and you can swap it around as that changes. But should be able to just get here. And having their faction leader not defeated is actually awesome, right? Because he has been wandering, unable to replenish for a super long time. He's not strong enough to take a castle anywhere.
这些都会有大用，一扫污浊。
But we might... Yes, we are not very far from completing it. We'll get 20 prestige from this one and movement range. At this point, we would need to just move further to the center to try to defend. Yes. We might be able to get it right now, for all I know. Here, and we will delegate it off, of course. Their cities are kind of nightmares. And it's a small garrison. If they had like a full stack in there, we would do it. But we'll be able to... Oh, we barely get any infamy for the sacking and withdrawing. Oh, it's probably based on population and not the level of the settlement itself. In that case, it's barely any fun burning it down, and we'll just take a regular occupy. You know, there's barely any people here. We go in and we're like, oh, it's like a ghost town. That's it's messed up, man. You know, we're supposed to be doing a better job than all that.
人口还算稳固。
This police thing for, you know, the negative movement to the enemy armies, you know, we'll probably hold on to that one for a second, right? But first, time to build a tribute hall. It makes everybody not like us, but you know what's better than the good opinion of the people here who don't matter anyway? I know what's better. And down with the hated tax building, right? Bum, bum.
廉洁奉公。
We'll just wait an ambush here in hopes of getting them to move further up, thinking that we may be weak. I guess they could theoretically go and attack, and they could theoretically go to march to it. In that case, it is better to just show the flag in front, right? Right. Share spoils here. And here gets us right back to where we need to be. And this army was just mustering up. If we leave them... Well, we can... Yeah, we can just move this way. We can just stay here. Move out next turn. Good, good, good. Gate passes are gate passes. And then here, you'll take this opportunity to see how brave the guardians of this place are. Well, Zhonglu, I challenge you, sir. Now here, avoiding casualties isn't really a concern. Just, you know, we can do a little brawl, you know, little bandit queen action here. I mean, I like the battles. It's fun, you know. And anyway, I don't want to get too beat up, even though we could get it with the replenishment. You know, we want to get moving at a clip, right? We want to get there. Speaking of getting there, we will wait for the bandit queen to arrive before we get any closer to there. This army is very much a supporting army, right? But we do have our poison volleys and stuff to do, so we can get a little bit of that action while we're waiting for everything else to line up. And we just hit a poison volley up the front and then back up. That's all there is to it. And we see already the immense damage that poison volley did, you know. 17 of those guys slain. And these are super ultra heavy guys. And I bet this guy started super hard, but I kind of want to play it. Look at the faction troops, right? Like, look at how cool these guys are. Oh man, look at that scroll work on the shoulder. That's awesome. They're so cool. There, of course, the forces of Zheng, the celestial master of Taoism. But enough gawking. Now it's time to burn it down. Because really, we're just doing an ultra long range one. Getting a little closer would be fine. It would be good even. But I figured we would hit a lot of these anyway. And it looks like we do hit all of the ones in the front anyway. Well, not that one, but all of these, yeah. So getting what you want out of it, right? Which is to hit a bunch of the things and from a very great distance, you know. Rocking it out. But now they're in the Turtle Club. You know, this fire damage is a waste of time. Let's just get to it. Yeah, because we're just being too precious here. You're like, we're just getting eaten alive. Why don't we just take it? Come on now. Who are we fooling? I mean, not you guys. You guys can keep on going there. What's it all for, right? These spears, having been abandoned in the front, well, I mean, on the charge, I'm sure they actually give more than they thought they would here. Very solid damage out of them, right? You know, but ultimately left unsupported. Well, in that case, the Watchmen of the Empire can look forward to an awesome poison volley right as they are trying to run away.
加快速度，
鼓起勇气，
时机已至，准备就绪，
做好准备，
And right on cue.
并听令，尽情厮杀。
敌兵在此，快点！敌军仓皇逃窜，
The Fury of Bahai get into range. Beihai. It is them that are furious, not anybody else.
加快速度，使劲杀！
挺住，顽强不屈，时机已至，跑步，鼓起勇气，杀光敌军，
为了大业，
攻击敌军，做好准备。
And then we charge right into some cavalry that were waiting just for such an occasion, right? So let's get the headhunters in here.
注意，
You know, that's what we were doing with them too, because these headhunters are going to do amazing in this situation. They got their juice stats, they're running into a cav engagement, just what they want, right? Just what they want. And we're going to try to get the Bandit Sentinel right here for one final elite poison volley here, but unfortunately I think she's going to get charged and it'll interrupt it.
在，
Looks like that's exactly what happens. And also, all of our units are not engaging. Oh my goodness. Well, you know. Do they not start with fire at will on? Oh, wow. That's tricky. Fortunately, we brought a lot of armies here, because man, oh man, are we ever playing a little rough. But you gotta figure once we get in, they're not gonna have too much left. Let's get that ranged block chance going. Let's get Cao Ren in there. Let's pull out the stops, right?
敌军士兵正在溃逃，
I mean, at least we got some spears in here.
向前进军，举起长矛。
Now with the Chen Royal Guard shooting a little bit, it's a little better, right? We're just going to try to move up here. I imagine there might be something to foil us there that we don't know about. Some caltrops or, you know, oil or some odd. We'll just try to keep an eye out for it. Fury of Beihai will be quite furious there. And this guy flips out at the loss of his friend. But now our it's time for the Chen peacekeepers to roll in, right? Roll in this way. So we have an infantry engagement to have over here.
不要留情，
鼓起勇气，注意，
And she just charges right into these
做好准备，
these spears, you know, get wrecked, right?
快快快！
动作快点，
Alright, they're fighting back a little bit there. Let's get into the middle of it here with some... Where is he? Oh, he just got engaged a little bit there. And then, boom, let's give us a little 100% block chance there for a minute. On this front, the Watchmen of the Empire are actually doing quite well against the foe in that they are bogging down everyone. Oh yeah, we've got more horse archers here. You know, that's the thing about a siege. It's hard to engage horse archers until, you know, until you learn how to play.
起手就绪，顽强不屈，准备开战。离胜利又近了一步，灭敌军，
听命，杀光敌军！
But that's the good thing about having yellow cav, even disguised as other kinds of cav.
尽情厮杀。
at least, you know, 18 ammo? Man, must be brilliant traits around. But yeah, we've got such strong troops. We definitely need to find a way to get our armies a little better. Because, like, man, you know, these Chen Peacekeepers, for all that they're very good, you know, 6 of them might be too much for my style, right? Because they don't fire while moving, and I often don't position them very well. But there's a lot of things I don't do well in this game. He's watching the Empire. Man, oh man, can they ever fight, right? And they don't even have evasion. They just stand up and brawl. Oh, geez, this guy. Like, what was getting him? Something was getting him. You know, I think a lot of times it's just somebody getting a charge on me, because even just 115 charge bonus, right? If your general is the only thing there, nothing to distract them, adds up real quick, like. But you know, that's the danger in being terrible, right? You get distracted. Ba-dum, 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 bum, 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 bum. Well, the good news is the archers barely did anything. We didn't really engage them well at all. Well, I mean, like 2 of the crossbows were shooting at people. It's a tough map, right? It's a tough map to get value on. If you're terrible.
正义必胜，我等应设宴庆贺。把俘虏放回去吧。此城对我军来说没
Sack
什
and
么价
withdraw.
值。
You know, we're getting to the level, but here we'll just roll in.
把钱抢来，
Loot and occupy.
集中心智，一击制敌，永不为奴。我的府库有多少财宝？
It'll all be just fine there. Alright, good stuff. We are, you know, getting ever closer to it. 27 prestige away. So one more minor settlement would do it. After the end turn, we'll hit it. Well, it'll have to wait till next turn, right? So if nobody else becomes king next turn, because this settlement won't do it. Well, it might.
心节欲，待时而发。准备进港。
We can't even start sieging it this turn. Oh, we can't even directly negotiate with him. Got it.
无理至极。
Yeah, you're just supposed to know who you're declaring on, right? It doesn't always say like, "Oh, you're declaring on this person" when you when there's a vassal web. Well, you know, don't I feel foolish? No. Should we give Cao Cao, like, one piece of land over here to annoy him? No, for all I know, that would just let him get a foothold.
家兵不详，
Liu Bei has declared war
得
against...
以而用之。
I'm hurt. I'm surprised. I'm shocked. I'm hurt. But more than all of that, I'm saddened that Liu Bei, a man who once paid me tribute, would see fit to declare war on us. Sad, you know. You think you know a guy. And the looters come out at us, including Yuan Shao, who, if we get him, of course, I believe he will have that trait of competitive Yuan-ness, so we could totally get him and Yuan Shao in Yuan-ness, not Yuan-ness. Anyway, popping them. Beautiful. And then this other battle comes in right afterward because they can't help themselves. It's like they've got an aggressive AI, but it's like, how many of them can lose? Alright. A Sunborn. The Zheng hide in many places, and we get a horse. A brown stallion. But importantly, either through a gain of infamy, or through anything else for 7 more prestige, we're about to become the Bandit Empress. Alright, so we get this guy to besiege the castle. And the erstwhile king of Korea can go in here and grab him. Capturing him? Well, not capturing him entirely, but hopefully he will come to us later of his own accord. We run on through there. Wang Fengyue gets to another level, which we need to go across the top. Flaming shot met, but you know, we're going to get towards more benefits there. Do we get... So replenishment there, and she gives loot. I mean, I think the replen is better generally, but we through the various people here, we do get access to fire arrows and such. Their army's a bit all over the place, but hey, all of our armies are. there, and we dealt with all of that. And on the Korean front, all we've got to do is ignore these two armies because they are both in the same position of being very, very weakened and unable to press forward in any useful way. Here, they've abandoned this place, which will let us, you guessed it, become the Bandit Queen. But we know there's a guy over here, a little beat up, but we might as well. Go and support it. Lower the possible damage, and also, of course, distribute some of that nice XP. We're now at 349 infamy, and it's so much better to level up from infamy. So with one little click on loot and occupy, we should go to 350, and I think become... Oh no, maybe it's at 351, right? We are so close. Alright, so we've got the food. Oh, this is just the salt place that we picked up. Well, I guess we will do it, well, you know, can we do it from a battle? Says we're gonna be defeated. Now we do not have any fire arrows, and they are gonna be in an encampment. They have no cav to speak of. I bet we can do it. I bet we can find a way. Yeah, no great weapons here, right? And so much the better for the Empress of Korea to win her crown here. I mean, eventually end all of China too. But right now it's more like Empress of Korea and the Black Mountains. They've got their weapons, and we've got our guys here. Specialists there. Oh, and we're allowed to have towers here? Baller. Oh, because they're defending their encampment, but we're still attacking. We're just gonna go take pot shots at him. It's just gonna be all aggression, right? All aggression all the time. We're gonna take shots at the veteran bowmen with that group and with this group. And then boom, we get our missile block for the approach. But he goes right into these long spear warriors. Kicks a guy. And it looks like we're not that effective in the trade here against the bowmen, right? Oh, it's because we're all stacked on top of each other. But fortunately, you know, their first unit now falling to our might. You know, the scout cavalry, that's hardly going to match up super well here. And now it's time for the real wrecking crew. This guy's just got final rush, I think, but let's get a little less final of a rush going on. And of course, as more of our archers come in, we're going to really be putting the screws to them. And you know, we've got with our headhunters, they are deleting him, right? Like, they are totally juiced on stats. They are so strong. I honestly think that every army needs one. They really get it done. Our Shen peacekeepers can pretty comfortably sit here and weather the storms and arrows of outrageous fortune. And time to get inside here. I'm like, and really, we should be trying to, he got unhorsed, well. I'm like, if we're on horseback here, which we're not, oh yeah, this guy's invisible on the combat field. Alright, all the, you know, they, the Korean commanders do have a problem with being invisible, but that's okay. But of course, for all that this blob fight looks like it's devolving into nonsense, we're winning very handily. Like, there is something going on here, and we're winning it. Their ranged is steadily dropping now because our ranged is finally in range of them, and of course with plenty of ammo going on, just a devastating time for these fools. We're on foot, which means no more bonus first large from their cavalry, and you know, without that to lean on, they're doing so bad. Liang Shuyu has fallen victim to one of the classic blunders. She has gotten within melee range of somebody with Slayer of Heroes, which is just way too good to stand up to. I love that unit. And now we're inside, baby. But she's going to have a bad time. We're going to hamstring her, and then the beatdown is going to commence. She's got Tenacity of Steel, but she's got everybody hitting her. She's going to go down. like a sack of potatoes does whenever you have put it onto a great height and then let it take its course along with gravity. And what we're going to do now is win the fight and become, you guessed it, the Bandit Queen, who some may call Empress. And indeed, all may one day greet as such. Okay, such, they'll say to her. Evening, Ellie. Guardians, after a month being sent on mongoose chases. Well, that is terrible that you had to chase so many of the beasts of the air, but I'm glad that things are better now. And that should get us the infamy, and that should... No, are we already, like, we're, like, right there. Have we already... I guess I I expected it. It's okay. Time to level up. How's China? Oh, well, we're in Korea right now, but China is... I mean, we still have our lands here where we used to have them. Like, this is our original capital, though we've moved it. We've got our gate passes and stuff. China, so Cao Cao and the Kingdom of Wei have all of this, and they've removed a lot of the people in the north here. We do have a buffer state between us, so even if that guy is on his side, the mechanics of being in land that's not technically your land but is allied makes it a lot more difficult to do stuff. You can't just spin up an army at your dude's place, right? Like, it's supposed to be your land to do that. And we're quite far from them, and I don't think you can travel, like, from here to here. On the map, I am pretty sure that you are not allowed to go across that water. That it's not navigable with troop transports, which makes sense. That would be, you know, quite a distance to be going with, like, an army on a boat. But we've got our lands here, and we're moving out in the north, and then here we aim to get even more people onto our side. But right now, it is time to become, you guessed it, the Queen. Man, where is that last person? We got another contract for him. Maybe they live on this island. No, I'm sure I don't know where they are. Well, I took a contract against them. Oh, he lives down there? Oh, well, actually, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that contract for you, bro. That's a great place to be from. They're on the Isle of Taiwan. But we're going to push this, and then we are going to get... The beautiful bird flies in the sky, the hawk lands upon the arm, and a new hand touches the beacon. And the era of the three emperors is upon us. The Kingdom of Wei, led by Zhao. The Kingdom of Wu, led by the Empress Wulie, the Lady Wu, wife of the late Sun Jiang. And now I, the Bandit Queen Zheng, have declared myself Emperor. It is time to prove it and lead China out of chaos and into a different kind of chaos. Hello, Luke. Indeed. Unite what is divided. The Three Kingdoms has happened, and it says the Emperor defects. Oh, look at that. We have got several people in the pool. Chu Yi would have been from Yuan Shao's thing, and we wanted to pick them up anyway. And hopefully these guys won't be spies because, well, they'll have good abilities. And here is our faction thing. And of course, Relentless Enforcer is, I think, a, you know, trait-giving thing. Yep. North v South for Korea. Now, as an empress, am I able to...
真是浪费时间。
Like, can I, like, invite people into my empire or whatever? Do we have these options? Alliances, form empire, yeah. Well, not with you. So, I think not with the Koreans, though. So, we're not able to become, like, the Empress of Korea. No, we could. He doesn't want to, but we could. But I bet if they just saw things our way...
有必要吗?
Oh, he doesn't want peace anyway, so the alliance would be out of the question. Got it. Oh, I think he's a king too, so yeah.
有话快说.
Because if they're an empire, then you could just, like, take their land if you wanted. But yeah, clearly, if he's not anxious to be a part of the empire, we're not going to be, like, forcing it.
又是你这厮.
Does anybody want to be a part of the empire? Heyo! Should we? I mean, there's really no reason why not to, right? Except that he is literally dying right now. You can't annex Imperial subject land? Really? Huh. You definitely could in vanilla. Because there was a playthrough where I made an empire with the yellow turbans, and then I took the yellow turban land by walking into it.
力求上进.
I'm like, oh, we made it the wrong way. I'm like, why does it look wrong? Went up the wrong path. Well, the path that I didn't want to go up. Increase provisions. Alright, let's check out these new guys we got. He is almost certainly a spy, right? Which is a shame. Because this... You know, let's just hold on to him and maybe we'll be able to keep him, right? Because this guy has... You know, a rock slide ability. He's got bulwark, which is great. And I mean, fine. Mighty knockback for himself, fine. But this healing all the time, I mean, you know, that's good stuff. You know, that's their little thing. So we'll just hold on to him. We've got ultra high satisfaction. So it's a she. Oh, so it is the Prowling Tigress. You know, I see a champion, and my closed-mindedness just assumes it's not going to be someone very exciting. Oh, how fun! Where's she from? Domel. Oh, I remember now. Now that I'm reading the name and seeing all of this. Yeah. Anyway. Sorry for the mistake, milady. She gets a stock elephant. No, she does not get an elephant. She does have stock, though. We'll try to hold on to her. Qianmen, the Zhanbei prince, is also a spy. We're just going to take his horse. And his bow. And his spy master. We'll keep him, though, because, again, the spies being a little annoying should be fine, right? Because we'll just get them. And then Chu Yi is not a spy. and, you know, boost crossbows, but really it's just that he gives ammunition. And is it for everybody or just for him? I don't know. But fine enough armor. And he has the Swelling Pride attack, that's right. Anyway, we need to get him into an army. And this is the group that we just popped there. The Korean guys are bugged. I think, like, if you move their... I don't know if it's, like, if you give them a different outfit or whatever, but the... you know, they don't have the head and shoulders, knees and toes once they... I think it might just be unique armor. But this guy, of course, on the map doesn't have any. But anyway. Bit of work in progress, yeah. You know, it's cool that it's even here. And, you know, maybe one day we'll get a little bit cooler stuff out of it. The Empress seat. Alright, so speaking of court, she doesn't really need to be in that thing, you know, she can be the Minister of the Guards. There you go. So do we do this for no forest penalties? Alright, let's just see what we got access to, right? Yuan Shao wouldn't be that desirable because his bonuses... I mean, the reinforcement range is kind of cool. But we hardly want to put him in a high-up spot here, right? Charge bonus. $20 satisfaction. Yeah, you know, it is quite a lot. I bet he has a ton of good traits, right? He's got like 7 traits. So I think that's really where that's at. Young Feng, you know, if we cared about retinue upkeep, this would be quite decent too. 13 satisfaction's quite a big hit, but you know, we don't need it. Yeah, we don't really have that many special people, right? Because it's all... Ooh! Well, this guy gives 10 replenishment faction-wide. He is a spy, however. But this guy is a target for sure in the future for stuff. Like, this guy, I absolutely want a 10 replenishment air type of thing. He has phosphor. Ah, there you go. I think we just moved Chugong there then, yeah. You know, he actually, I guess some of his traits have changed over time to be a little better, or maybe he's developed other stuff in the tree that counteract it, because I feel like there used to be more negatives. But I feel like ignore forest penalties is totally worth, especially compared to the sort of underwhelming stuff that we're getting out of the rest of it. And we're just going to start, you know. Sauron can be Master of Arms, obviously. Clint Eastwood, you know, the Herald. He'll just walk up to people and be like, do you feel lucky? Well, do you? Zheng, as the Keeper of the Elephant, shall be the Minister of Coach. Until such day as she may desire something else for herself. Let's see who else needs a position here. Ma Yunle will be... Well, you know, we should have given her that, but... Oh, when they're the council member versus faction. Oh, I see. Liu Hu gives us 15% charge bonus, and that was good enough. She'll be the minister of the clan. The ceremonies will be taken care of by the seductive whisperers. See, and then which one can be the steward? I mean, yeah, you know. This guy, he knows what's up. And the turban can be in charge of the finance. Now that just means someone will need to administer the imperial city. And who better than... Well, no, not you. We can't trust you. We need somebody we can trust. Who better than... We'll put a pin in that. Yeah, indeed. Like, we need a... We'll put a pin in that. We'll figure out who needs to administer that in a second. Because the custodies and all that. But man, look at all these kids. They've got to grow up faster. You know, we failed to get those early marriages again, and I made the same mistake as the old Zheng campaign. Well, I mean, not the same one. That one time we didn't get married till, you know, 230. But, you know, still. You know, we waited too long for the best husband. We could have, you know, had kids and then found the best husband later. More efficient use of Bandit Queen time.
集中心智，一击制敌。
So, yeah, when we adopted them, I think when you adopt a generic, as Zheng at least, that as part of the whole we're all Spartacus thing, they take your name. Because I don't remember, like, all of these having my clan name before we adopted them. I guess we could test it real quick, right? But yes, there are plenty of children. We've got 3 personal kids, and then, you know, there's other kids from the other adopted members of the sisterhood. You don't think it'll outlive the queen? Yeah, I don't think so. She's, you know, she's still a strapping young lad at 36, you know, and, well, I don't anticipate her dying through her resilience, and even at 60, that's 24 years, and this mod lets you live a little longer on average, it seems. But yes, that's exactly what happens with at least this faction. How cool. It might be with all of them for all we know. We'll have to test that. But we're all Spartacus. So all of the adopted women that are generics become the Zheng clan. And honestly, I freaking love this. She was 40 by the time we finally got Shuofeng last time. Yeah. It was super far in. But yeah, so we're all Spartacus, and then all of the children will also be Spartacus. She's 43, so, you know, let's just arrange her a marriage and see if You know, I mean, 43 is not too old to have a child, right? And maybe with this pillager, she will find happiness. That means Wulie, with her sick haircut, will get adopted too. No, she's too old. Too old to be adopted. You need to be younger to be in the clan. You're a manipulator. You'll fit in great. Welcome. Zheng Wanghui. Wanhui. Wanhui. Ooh. Ooh. A ceremonial stone axe. Well, I guess he can hold on to it because we gotta have bows here. Need to find another Jiang. Yes. We just need to look for that surname, right? Or rather, the given name, and then adopt them, and then there will be another exactly like us. We'll have to keep an eye out. We are all Spartacus on this blessed day. Here, with our very, very respectable cover gains and stuff, we keep on... We discredited the faction last time with that one, so we're going to discredit a character this time if we can. Ooh, Yan Yu, yeah. You don't need to be happy there. You need to work for me someday. You're a bandit at heart. Just so stinking many guys in his crew. Looks like he adopted a lot of vassal heirs and stuff, but you know. Ooh, that was, yeah, he's got huge costs. He almost got caught there, but you know. I thought he had like 80 and that was enough. He did have like 80 and it was almost not enough. But here we get through, and with the League of the Celestial Master, I'm like, no, what are we... Oh, we've got to get one of these things first. Well, I feel like... Yeah, this is fine, because we are trying to roll down this way. I mean, no, because we want this movement range. Well, no, let's go this way, because we're going on the path there, and it follows the network. We're going to get up there for the movement range soon enough, for the bonus. But that does remind me now that Shugong has, you know, ascended. We need to look at his items, see if we can get something better out of these bonuses, right? Like, none of the... I mean, they're fine, but I don't feel like it really affects too much for these faction-wide bonuses. I mean, we could just get the Philosopher literally better than... Well, I mean, this gives Turtle, but I think he gives Turtle anyway, right? No, he is Chugong, and he's not in an army with... Sauron. Alright, yeah, we'll just leave that on him. That's fine. This public order is incredibly irrelevant. We'll take the Philosopher there. Oh, we already took it off there. Well, in that case, it doesn't matter much. Kinda want my towers back. I mean, I definitely want my towers back. I more than kind of want them back. We still need to give the blue blade to somebody. Do we give it to Liu Zhang? I mean, yeah. Might as well. I mean, no, because we've got the blade of Zhongyu in that army. Well, then... Well, we have made Hu Chuchuan the steward, right? So he can carry the blue blade around in case he needs it. You know, it's fine. We can give it to somebody more appropriate when they arise. I mean, I guess really Clint Eastwood, although he has, you know, failed in a duel and isn't going anywhere with action.
悉心节欲，待时而发。
Interference cuts the added cost almost entirely. Oh, okay. Oh, that's the thing that says interferes with their anti-spying efforts. Got it. Makes sense. This guy's easier to upset. No, we already did the thing, right? Yeah. Yes, the summer of 209. What a beautiful map it is, right? What a beautiful map it is. We took another contract with Cao Cao against Jaro, which I didn't realize was down here. I thought they lived like here. They don't. They don't. But crucially, our man hits this and gets knowledge of the body, which will be, you know, a nice heal on top of the mending that Hu Chuchuan has. These dudes already have turtle because of reasons. We'll just give him this evasive thing. Her hair's messed up, but hey, what are you gonna do? It's just how she likes to wear it. That's right, and we have got another gold horse before too long. Han Shan's now basically unkillable. Yeah, you know, isn't it nice? And from here we can move. It looks like up the. Nope, because that's a pretty sheer cliff, ain't it? Oh yes, you can go all the way around here and loop to there. Because I don't think you can walk off there. You might be able to. But I doubt it. Well, the conquest continues. Here, we just want to swap this over. Oh, and the passive ones increase the cost of researching certain ones, but you don't really have to care about that if you keep your other research rate going, sort of commensurate with it. Alright, does anybody want to pay me tribute now? Anybody want to create an empire that's not the Duchy of Jiang? I would love to pay me tribute. Good. Of course, it looks like they're on their way out, but...
到此为止了。
Hates me, doesn't want a marriage. Very sad. Alright, if he's gonna die, we just want all the money he's got, right? Yeah, we'll just do this. It's fine.
好，准了。
Only bandits. Yep, Zhang, who is right over here. Yeah, he migrated over here. Yan Baihu is dead, and I think the other bandit factions we would have met so far are dead, or we haven't met them yet, right? So it's possible that, like, you know, like the other random bandits down here might be confederable as well. But yeah, what happens when you fail the Merc contract is you get -5 relations with all factions for 10 turns. Big whoop, right? And then you get a broken treaty, like a -50 with whoever you had it with. If you break it early, you probably, if you break it in Diplo, I don't know what happens, but if you just let it run out, then, you know, it's not too bad.
闭嘴吧！
And this would also have provided us with a couple more army slots, right? So we need to spin them up post-haste, knowing that, you know, at any moment, things could get a little more interesting here. We need to get the big guy out of his counter-espionage game. Guosi can make himself useful as well. And yeah, now that we've got 13 armies, we'll spin up another couple armies, right? But we'll wait one more turn and then do them. Maybe somebody else will show up in the pool, right? You never know. Yambahu, Gunning, and Wuhuan. Okay. So even like Yongfeng wouldn't be confederable even though he's like bandit because he's like a different kind of bandit. Like he's not in the bandit culture, I guess. I don't know. Because he seemed like he had like Yellow Turban-esque units, right? But him too? Okay. Xu Huang is with the Duchy of Chu, like everybody. And there is the Empress Wulie and her bouncing baby boy Sanse down there. Zhang Yan has declared war on us. Zhang Yan, I'm disappointed in you, sir. Are you not aware that I have 2 armies rather close to you? Perhaps you are aware and are contemptuous of their power. Perhaps. Oh, perhaps today you will learn, Zhang Yan. Yeah, I wonder who the real King of Black Mountain is. Clint Eastwood would be a better King of Black Mountain than you. Get wrecked. And he didn't even win a duel against a level 1 red. We're picking on him still. we're not letting it go. Oh, and they get their they become oathsworn due to liking each other in office. Well, that's nice. Well, it looks like almost everybody likes almost everybody, except for you, who doesn't get along with practically anyone. It'll be alright. Not fit for war or politics, and yet here she is, quiet and pacifist and with repeating crossbowmen.
保持原样，当心埋伏。保持原样，目标明确。休想风平浪静从这里通过。正在行进。
Bum, bum, bum. Well, you know, Ma will pay us for a turn or two. Of course, Ma Teng now paying us, you know, a decent amount. And as our tributaries fall away, new ones will become possible, you know. Which gives you Dong Chubing units. Yep, that's what it says, +4 of the unit cap on them. And of course the looters all show up. But perhaps we will get Yuan Tan. That would be the best. Yuan Tan. That would be the best pickup. He was in this looters faction, but I think he ran off. He RUNNOFT.
These 贼兵，人人得而诛之。吾等大义，必将降临此城。心有所欲，因而导之。乱军终于得以平息。
With my okay, I was like, I don't even know where you're looking at. I tried to find it.
职责所在。
Oh yeah, there you go. The Valiant Yuxia. Yoshia. There's a whole lot of them, and none of them are related to each other, I hope. Ooh. Ooh. Ten replen in foreign land. All of this is very cool. 10 replen in foreign land is the kind of thing that really raises my eyebrows as, like, the most fun anyone can ever have. Starts with Gaogan? Okay. Well, you know, migration campaign. I know you've said it's the hardest one, and I believe you. No. But if you, because I'm like, I just see ranged block chance and charge speed and 75 armor and think, well, you know, mighty knockback plus final rush for the elephant, you know, it's at least something, because charge speed is not irrelevant, right? And you could get 10 more charge speed there, 35 charge speed on an elephant with mighty knockback with really good armor might be something, but you miss out on all the missile block and you're not invisible. Hardest one you played through. Yeah. Oh, he starts with like... No, Zheng He starts with Hanfu, that's right. Does he start with any of the super heavy hitters, or you just have to hope for Jotai to, like, drop? Alright, here, we're just going to continue on, of course. We know we rocked Chogo there in the last couple of battles, and he is unlikely to be putting Humpty Dumpty back together again here. Is a vassal in a hard neighborhood with no one special, yeah. We will hire the character because they could have a single item, and that would make it worth getting. Chinmo, the ringleader. Seismograph? They made earthquake detector? Well, that's interesting. Very interesting indeed. Here, we could catch him, but again, I feel like actually what we're doing now is just so much better, because I don't think he wins these autos. And that means, because he's been stuck up here for like 3 years, wandering in the forests, eliminating them would let him come home and repower himself. So he's got to pay for the army. It can't do anything, and that really messes it up. Yep. nothing but misery and stress there. Yeah. I think we're actually going to go for another Zhanbei headhunter here because I actually really believe in these guys. You know, there are 60 of them, and they have totally legit, and I mean, with our very juiced charge. I mean, look at the charge bonus on these guys, right? 540. It's looking like we got Sun Tzu in our faction, right? What are we getting from Liu Hu? 15%. Ain't nothing. And the thing is, too, is having seen the tree for, you know, for the Han factions, we know that you get a lot of really cool bonuses, really great stuff out of that tree. But we also know that it doesn't compare at all to the bonkers power spikes that we're going to get out of going over in these directions, right? Like, there's nothing that's in those trees that's as good as what we're getting. You know, there's the capstone purple thing, but that's just like you get something similar, you know, in our tree and all over the place in it. Yeah, the Timbo will take the Toolmaker in the past, but you can't afford, and then all the Xaviers will declare new, or Yuan Shao will do it to them. And if you're lucky, he'll win for you. Right. You can just try to stay very slightly ahead. Yeah, it does sound kind of nightmarish. Maybe the key is to lose, get your migrate bonus, and then... Because both of these chumps now are rocking a hard place in it for real. She's still very injured, but she's the only one. We're just going to get into the cookie jar here. Yeah, and they will not be able to really spin up anything too major before we get there. And we'll just send him this way to harry them. And there we go. We are churning through the power. Alright, so where do we spin this army up? I mean... Let's just say the Empress doesn't want him much further than she can throw him, right? He can travel with her, where we can keep an eye on him. And Cao Ren will shank him if he gets up to anything. Miss Daiwan, disband to 3 generals, Guardia, will you make money from family states for 3 years, migrate, you know, yeah. Because again, if that regionless thing is for everybody, and you can recruit, you know, and, you know, get 50% off retinue upkeep, it will not be that difficult to do a migration with basically anybody, right? People will generally happily take your capital from you. And once we can get these people that aren't spies, we will roll them into an army, but of course we cannot trust them yet. Yeah, let's the paranoid thug can hang out with him too. He's going to keep an eye. We do, of course, have a Vanguard Spearman 2 times in Yuan Shao's thing, and a Zhagnu Cataphracts, which will keep. The Defenders of Hebei, we will probably drop, though, and get, what? Oh yeah, Imperial units. I don't think we... Yeah, we're not level 8 yet, so I don't think we can get Imperial units, actually. We can get a zombie hunter out of the other one. I guess, yeah, we can just get like a peacekeeper. The young daring infantry are like abstractly like kind of okay, but they're really kind of superseded by our needs at this point in the game. You know, there's other guys that are evasive and with charges that we could use, you know, like Fist of the Bandit Queen. Yeah, you're right. Just go there. Just a huge stack of the Fury. And these guys to hold up everybody while we go.
天灰地真，再现于此。
This guy is no duelist, so we'll just go ahead and give him a shield. Well, see, he is a paranoid thug, so he will hold on to that. We're not giving you the blue blade, Yuan Shao, even though that would be fun. And I don't think we'll find a way to kick this on. If we did, then, you know, then they would be pretty bonkers as well. But, of course, it also works if anybody's on the other army that has it, right? That they inspire each other on the other side, so... Well, in that case, we really should drop one of these for a headhunter. Cao Cao himself is still at just level 7. Just like me. We're the same, he and I.
不想听你废话。
Still using Qingzhou units. What is he for? You know, maybe. He does have a whole lot of armies. And all the land he's, like, basically all the land he's taken is just farmland, right? I mean, there's some not farmland, but it is so much stinking farmland, which helps him build his cities up, right? But, I mean, when you compare it to all the land he doesn't have up here, with the pastures and the mines and stuff, I mean, it's not all farmland, but it's a whole lot of it. He's got some non-farmland stuff. It wouldn't surprise me if Wu's richer than him. It says they're very poor, but that's just compared to me. She is global rank 2, so peasant trades good money and rebounds. Ah, well then. That's right, and then you get your percentage-based increase from population. .6 M, that's a good amount of M. here we just build this building to get forges. We'll swap it to food later if... There, but I just figure, you know, hey, let's just get another forge, right? Speaking of, let's get some more armor rolling. We no longer need to keep this weird loot one there, and we can... Tribute hall? Well, I mean, no, we should go to level 6 here, and... Here, tribute hall... Whoops. Much better to go through this menu when they go to 2 stacks. Still got tons of food. Jump this one too, and then go ahead and... It's like, oh, we've already got all the cool buildings here. Well, then we'll build food. So I think the food... Yeah, the food makes up for the difference. Boost it here, get another admin office. It's a good thing we make money from tribute, not taxes. Yeah, you know, the negative 72% corruption really hurts. But now we have beefed up all of these cities, so now they are, you know, going strong, trying to. Do we not have anything to increase population? No, we do not. That is okay. We are just trying to get everybody... I mean, there's the migration one, but yeah. Just get these level 1s off doing something, anything. Research, some of them are 2. It just depends, right? Some of them are, I mean, a lot of them are 2. They do have differing amounts based on which category they are. Like the tribes and tradition one, they, the more mustering grounds we have, the harder it is to get those and so on. But yeah, we've got a huge research rate. I don't know if we can see, like, the entire boost to it, yeah, but... I don't think it says anywhere exactly what it is. You know, you get percentage increased again, you know, the more you have there. I thought it was like having one place there, but it's 100% per one you have there. But yeah, we are, we're going to be getting, you know, 3 techs a year pretty soon. 2 or 3 techs a year. Pretty nice. And this is getting sorted out ere too long, which is great, you know, just in time, right? And our people at the pass are sending a message that we will not be pushed around. If only we had gotten the beautiful boy and he could have joined up, you know, but we couldn't catch him, you know, we chased him for a year. Our perfect little guy. He would have dashed around. He could have carried the blue blade. It would have been so good. Final blue is like 6-9 turns of the game. Okay, yeah, because I remember a couple turns ago that like some of them were like 1 or 2, and then that one was still like 4, which is excellent, you know, because as we've been saying, the technology we get is really quite extraordinary. And stacking a whole bunch of them up, you know, in the late era, but right before these final battles is going to be fun. And we... Alright, so we catch him, but he doesn't love us, so he won't leave. Kingdom of Wei confederates Liu Bei. Well, that'll be, you know, that's way cooler than them being fragmented into a different place, right? Although some of the... For all we know, some of those generals might show up in the pool if they weren't already, you know, in the field, right? If they weren't in the ruling family, so keep an eye out. Well, if it won't let us employ him, I guess we just pop him. He's too dangerous to be kept alive! And he also confederates Shengxian, which, you know, the... And there you go. Wu confederates Shi Hui, who is probably Shi Ji's, yeah, thing. And then they try to extract the spy, and it doesn't work. And we catch them. And, you know, it's all... And we still have our contract, right? So we're going to keep the contract on. This is so wonderful. Keep the contract on. And even though we can't get down there for it, keeping a couple more turns on it. All to the good. All to the good. I mean, look, I honestly, I really thought they lived like here, right? What was I supposed to do? Like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah. For sure they used to. That would make sense. Because I saw some of their forces up around here, right? A bit earlier, just sort of wandering listless. So I was like, okay, you know, maybe, maybe you live there. I really mean it. And just as he finally gets back home, of course. Would be an interesting place to start. Oh, I think so too. I think it would be a very interesting place to start. I like the edges of the map, right? That's my idea of a great time. Yeah. I love being from far away. Even from Korea? Yeah. Well, I guess too. Yeah, because these aren't ports. Maybe this one is. Yeah, maybe this one is. But that's the only one that is. So you've got to take a port that's pretty far away, make it several seasons over the sea, which is going to tank your supplies in anything but this semi-late game unless you're built for it. And here, we're super beat up, but they are not going to be able to go here and support, right? I don't think so. And if they did, I'm sure we win that fight anyway. Well, alright, so if we get super injured and have to fight, yeah, I think besieging here is just fine. If they move out, we can run away. I don't think that'll be important, and then they'll be able to run in next time, you know. being judicious with the movement and such is as good as anything else for us now, you know. The quicker we do get through a turn, the quicker our enemies are to harm. And we just need to repair this stuff. Lick our wounds here. Da, 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 da. This guy does have fire arrows, so a couple more. You know, none of these archers are really that good. You know, we might as well just run. Well, you know, they already have the White Horse Raiders there. Well, you know, she doesn't have fire arrows yet. It'll be fine. Some red cav is good. You know, he's got some, I guess. Well, you know, there's a little bit of red cav. That's in the other army. Yes, well. We'll heal up, hit the river, go up there and pop Zhang, and then from this front, Yuan Shao will get put together next turn. They'll be ready to roll. Well, that means we could move here and hit a share of the spoils to two-turn it, which is just so awesome. And Zheng is going to really, really love this. She's gonna be, you know, because she was just like, hey, I'm leaving Korea. I got some stuff I gotta do. Y'all, I gotta go over here. Ma Chao's acting a fool and all, you know, and then suddenly, you know, when she comes back, they're gonna be just to send her a message like, hey, you know, it's all good here. We took care of it. Yuan Binshu. Style names. Right, yeah. Sun Bofu. And here we just continue on with the Bandit network. You know, we'll be able to go in this direction soon enough. Well, this one you can't actually accelerate, right? Because it's out on the border. But you know, if they expanded it to there, the Bandit network to there, then maybe they could expand the Bandit network to Korea eventually, but I'm not sure. Maybe there's a maximum amount of nodes for it or something. Something to daydream about. I think we're just gonna leave Shuofeng, you know, abandoned.
奸贼，快说！
Like, come on, Satsa, you don't want an arrangement? But you see, the problem here is, well, you know, because we just get like one of them on our side here. But would he ever like us? I mean, I'm sure he would be too afraid to fight us. But no, Korea must be subjugated, yeah. It must all be ours. Because once that happens, you know... Yeah, it'll make the map look nice. And once it happens, the armies won't need to be over in this neighborhood for anything, right? Can they... You can't... Can you drive across here? Corruption can't go higher percent. Indeed. And a 2.4M with only 32k in army upkeep, right? That's 30 years a million. Or 30 turns a million. So hardly anything to worry about, especially with more tributaries in the offing, right? It only takes 1 or 2 to pay for us, and Liu Zhang ain't gonna be running his mouth at us too much longer. He says, oh, I don't want to do it, but we'll see what his opinion really is ere too long. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, that, especially with a troop transport, right? Like, that is very far to be apart from land in a troop transport. Even 1,500 years later from now, that's a long way to go with troops in boats. It is a very sketchy proposition to attempt amphibious landings over any distance, of course, in any era. Even in the modern era, it is fraught with peril to try to take anybody on a boat anywhere in adverse conditions. Yeah, and here, you know, you at least have, you know, I guess it's not too much further, but it's a lot more landable, right? There, whereas even if you cross over here, there's, you know, if they have a port, that's defended, and then it's, you know, cliffs. For a while, it's cliffs. So if you don't physically have the ability to take a port, and that, of course, is a nightmare in this. It's not like you're gonna have cannons, right? Not on your boat. And every day you spend away from home on a boat in a troop transport is just asking for disaster. Speaking of disaster, ooh, the sage with the white eyebrows. Don't be a spy, don't be a spy. Is she the model of rectitude? Alright, they got out of Shi Hui's faction when it got confederated in. That makes sense. Because Ma Liang would have been in the Shengxiang faction when they got confederated in. Yeah, probably because of his family being there. Of course, he has this plus melee evasion negative fatigue AoE thing without a name, but is a very cool ability. And, of course, gets more ammo for range units. So he's excellent. We're going to get him into an army. We're going to get him into Yuan Shao's army. Guosi, well, we'll get him in there eventually. And Li Shi is 69 years old, nearly 70. Well, you know, I'm glad that she can live out her remaining years in a position of honor here. You know, she's the model of rectitude, she is. There's squat stretch on this map anyhow. I believe so. I think it's more apart, but of course, you know, realistic distances are no fun. But yeah, no, only like, you know, green water navies here. No blue water stuff. And they're all rocking out. Korea will fall in a couple of years, and that's going to free up a lot of us to do a lot of great things. Town was on for basically fan service. Yuju could be any island off the coast of the records. Nothing suggestion is Town specifically. Yeah, I was a bit surprised to see it, honestly, but I was just like, there's a lot that I don't know. So I was just like, oh, okay. I guess they could colonize it in this era, but like I don't remember there being like a warlord from there or anything in this era. Obviously, there's several island warlords over time. They're good places to RUN and OFT to. I got to run off. All right. Yes. Good. Okay, so he's a bandit one. I was like, I recognize this humanity as being a little weird, but yeah. Well, you know, we might run him somewhere. We'll just hold on to him. It's easy to keep everybody happy, and the salaries don't matter. And in any case, every level 4 guy in my faction is a level 4 guy that's not in another faction. That's a gold axe. What'd it do? He is not a spy. Bloodfest. No, he's got to freaking execute. Oh, just one of them. Starts abandoned for a reason. Barely harpoon those right there. Yeah, one passive execute for for 1,000,000 damage over 5 seconds. Bloodfest. Enables terror? Freaking sick. Anyway, I love you, guy, but I'm taking this. Who do you work for? Wu Jing originally. Okay, yeah. There you go. Roar of the Beast. Flame Burst. An AoE attack. And Flames of the Phoenix. So, yeah, we don't want to get rid of you. But you're not keeping your weapon either until maybe later in life, right? Here's a nice one there. Which is probably an interesting faction. It looks interesting with a thing like that. Somebody starts south doesn't move, yeah. There's a couple bandit ones down there I was eyeing as potentially pretty interesting too. Based on whether or not their daughters had good replenishment traits. You know the drill. You know me. I like replen because it allows me to be very careless. I guess here we might as well walk it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think taking the river is going to be much quicker. And we can replan all the way up to there. 24 armies available? Surely not. What? How? It was just like 14. Okay. We ball. Yeah, I know it gave 10, but I thought it was just like 10 total, not 10 more. Surely it didn't give you 10 more. Or maybe there's a thing that's separate from that ability. Okay, yeah, Empress. Oh, no, it does give you 10 more. Okay, so that's having the Emperor seat. The rank gives you the 10, and then this gives you 10 more. Okay. Okay. And it unlocks protects. Yeah, alright. So there we go. Empire gives you that. Empress. Alright, so you get 5 from Empire, 10 from Empress. Alright, yeah. Alright, 24 armies. Well, time to at least spin some up some places, right? No need to be too precious about it. Everybody deserves a place in the field. These Black Mountain guys are superseded by the hidden axes. And our bottleneck is not characters. Everything is as it should be. Indeed, and we can get somebody here, you know, because after all, now everywhere can be defended. We just have 4 seasonal deployments, right? So that is another bottleneck. That's a rather big bottleneck. We need to be recruiting armies every turn. But I am super happy for what is to come here, right? Oh, super excited indeed. Yeah, that I was thinking, okay, how are we going to do this with 12 armies? But now I see we won't have to. And she is clever now, so we're going to send her to Liu Zhang, and he'll be like, oh yeah, I've heard of you. You were in that Shi family. Yeah. Well, he's on his way out. We need to put him onto the next one. But who would hire them? Not like the Empress. Yeah, let's try the Zhong Xin guy. They would have been acquainted. Maybe he'll hire her there, and then we'll try to... Because she's, like, quite old. And, you know, you hate to send them out to nothing. But I'm sure she'll be fine. I'm sure she'll be fine. And just like pretty soon, Bandit Network goes through. And then we'll be moving on through it. Kind of want to let it get me more powerful. Oh, I do too. I think this campaign, our ability to stay out of it. I mean, sure, we had to subjugate the North, and that also was like helping them. You know, like playing a little bit of a kingmaker by proxy, you know, because we didn't help him really with any of the wars, but the fighting that we did against his enemies and the pressure we kept on him there freed him to win all of his wars, right? I can figure Teng. Yeah, or maybe he'll make, like, you know, Wu abdicate, and then we'll have the most immense knockdown drag out. But yeah, I feel like, you know, the longer we let him just roll on and do his amazing shenanigans, like, the cooler it is. Alright, so he does interference there. Liu Cong has a trophy doubles artillery ammo. Oh yeah, you know, and that does sound fun too. I do adore artillery. I mean, like, that's my favorite. What a lot of guys in the pool. You got a turban tree, buddy? Join me. Like, what's going on with these, I guess a bandit faction died, right? Either that, or Zhang Yan's trying to send a lot of spies to me. Well, Zhang Kai is not a spy. Nature's Ally, Binding Fury, Fire Arrows. Adamant Resolve, you know, totally decent. And he's a killer, right? Gets it done. Says either go in migration or doing cheese like I did. Yeah, I think a migrate would be very well called for. Just get out of Chen. Prince going somewhere else. And he is almost certainly a spy from Zhang Chao, but that doesn't mean that we can't just wait it out. Not the end of the world to wait it out for these fools. And you're, I mean, almost certainly a spy from Yuan Shao, which is hurtful. But you already have mending, so you can stay. Take Shuchong and Suyong on turn 1. Every time, probably on every time. So you just, like, try to push this way and live in, like, Hanzhong, maybe? Well, I guess you have to cross Yuan Shao to do that. Or just trespass over Liu Biao. Or trespass over Liu Biao this way and try to grab, like, Badong, which would be so miserable to try to defend because, of course, your iron mine's on the other side. Yeah, where do you go?
挽弓预射，则屏息凝神。传心守阵。三思而后行。寒风刺骨，诸位还需保存力量。
You know, why not Wei Gu? We know he's a fighter.
悉心节欲，待时而发。
Provincial defenders, that's a nope. Very heavy spear infantry, but fundamentally, right, what do? I mean, they're green. They are very green, right? Okay, so the shields are fine. The armor and evasiveness is fine. I mean, maybe holding on to them is okay. I mean, how do they stack up here, right? Swing more, but the Watchmen do a lot more damage. Watchmen have better shields. I mean, no, let's keep them, right? Why not? Why not keep them? Horseback Huntsman here. Alright, what's their deal? 250 range, very fast attack rate. Terror? Oh, because we all have terror. I'm like, terror? Ultra low morale. I mean, yeah, White Horse Raiders are just better, right? Yeah.
"土地无人，好比人之无魂。"
But we'll just wait for Old Boy to be able to get access to some Furia Bahai here, and then we just need to get Zhonde Headhunter, Chiang Marauder, boom baby. Online. That's right, we must have just finished those up not too long ago. Well, given that he's got the heavy spears, and they are pretty cool heavy spears, we can just maraud up over on this side. As the Grand Tribal Confederation. When you recruit 2 generals and disband, the leading one second gets them moving back. Ah. Clever. One more seasonal deployment here. Which I like this guy, so we're just gonna try to get him into an army, right? White horse him up. And see if he can live through some time. Whoops, not there. Generally look down to that sort of thing, but you look down on them stealing that much land to really more. Yeah. You know, it is a bit much. Because if you can't move there, then, well, why should he get to? Crucially, we wrap up here, and the Korean problem becomes more solid. This guy is probably a spy, but we'll put him on a counter-espionage mission for, you know, irony. He's got enough to, it's just not good. Well, you know, maybe we could make it work. Alright, so they're off running this way, but we'll, you know, they, clearly this forest is a nightmare to go through, which we should have seen from them trying to do it. Now here, well, this is the army. Yeah, this is the army of the invisible elephant. So it doesn't give us the auto. We're just going to continue sieging them and move this way because these armies are ultra beat up, and we'll just fight them in the field. I'm not trying to elephant into all of those towers. And here we roll up this one quite casually. We of course fought the garrison over the intern there with the auto. And this gives us another slot for, you guessed it, a tribute hall. Man, having a lot of money's fun. For every person who stops paying tribute, we will find one more until the ending of the world. Who's gonna pay me next? Liu Zhang really thinks he won't, but don't say you'll never when you might. Swift boatsman. Armor's decent. Can't take it off of him. Nice sickle, bro. You are a spy. Every poacher we get gives us 2 more food, right? Man, that is so much food as a faction. Good stuff. Yeah, let's get him out of there. Well, no, I mean, we're actually going to run into him before too long. And he's in the, Like, is he in the faction leader's army? No. He's right here. He's just level 1, so we can keep on spying with him. It's not like we need him here. It's her we want, right? This Sovereign of Blades, this, part of the set perfection. 10 hit chance own army, you know, I'd love to get that. We keep on trying to make her unhappy, but she hasn't left yet.
那就这么办吧。
So you're not sure which ambition mechanic he's in. Yeah, not because it marks it as Legacy of Wu, but it could be for any of the folks, yeah.
心怀怨怒，尸首尽弃于此，以儆效尤。我们拼死夺下此城，理应将其占有。
恢复原样。
朕屈尊与你谈判，还不叩谢天恩？
Like, how much does Liu Zhang hate me?
哦，是你这厮。
Oh, negative 330. Well, a lot of it is because of all of my tribute halls, because, you know, that's the thing, is they do give you, like, a negative to opinion, which you don't have to care about, but some people do.
绝不，我的财宝呢？
稍事休息。不，并非明智之举，一鼓作气。
Ambush there, and then here we'll just move forward, meet up with the crew.
绝不留情。
憧憬胜利。
Oh, the food for tribute. That's right. You know, you told me about that, and we never used massive amounts of it to force one, just some amounts of it. All right, here, let's march to get in their direction. All right. Well, you know, they were healing still. The Empire of the Celestial Dynasty. You know, that's a sick empire name. Is that really how you want to be, Lady Wu? I thought we girls could stick together. The Kingdom of Chu has declared war on us. Alright. Let's go.
若非两败俱伤，我方才不会议和。真是愚蠢的抉择。
Yeah. Well, we're under contract to kill Cao Cao right now, or rather, to work for him, but not to kill him. And here, crucially, we will have a big ol' knockdown dragout and be able to deal with these fools. But first, I'm going to take a short break, and we will be right back for this. All right. And we get another beautiful coastal battle.
咬定青山，全力以赴，则我等胜券在握。
话都懂了，那我们就同心杀敌吧。
来吧，吾友，吾等当开。骑兵注意，
准备就绪，
注意，
注意，准备武器，时机已至，注意，鼓起勇气，
准备开战。 做好准备，
准备开战，做好准备，在，做好准备，挺住，准备好了，准备好了，顽强不屈，
挺住，
顽强不屈。 挺住！
在，准备就绪，鼓起勇气，准备好了，跑步，快点，跑起来，赶快！
We capture really do left really soon. Oh, for sure, for sure. You're like, look, I know you had to declare war on me because it's what people expected it out of you, but you and I both know that you love me and you respect me. Your words.
骑兵准备，提手就绪，抓紧，顽强不屈。
Lim Song Hee. I totally would, but we're in the middle of something right now. These fools have charge negate, even when they're not braced? Because it certainly seemed like we barely charged into them. Oh, they're, that's right, because they're Korean, so their towers have the fire arrows. Like, their whole faction has that. Well, I'm gonna take this tower. And we're getting our shots into the hunters here. I'm not going to take the tower because they are sending cav at me, and dying to cav would be very silly. But if we get their cav to charge us a bit, you know, we could just take this fight. We would definitely win. It would just take a while, and we want to keep our mobility. After all, because now that their cav is broken off, we're going to be able to pop in here. And of course, we all do cause terror at the moment. Which is like... It's very, very strong to have terror in this game. There are very few sources of it. They tend to be like a specific general, and sometimes only under specific conditions, right? And then here you have everything in our faction doing it, which makes every engagement a lot funnier. So we've got juiced morale too. 90 morale on Furia by Bay High. Like, how are you gonna deal with that? But there, we get a terror route on them. They get over it. But terror routes are so good too, like when you're having a blob fight. Because they start running, they all start running, and then you get to hit them behind. You know, you maybe get like a nice cavalry charge or something. Sai, Bao Shu, going down. And an excellent early game harass out of Yongfeng and his one unit of cav archers. And this unit of veterans will be going down, down, down. They don't have 360 range. Yeah, you know, it is something. Because not having Parthian shot is bad. You know, compared to this, but you know. The range boost ability, it's range block chance and melee evasion. It doesn't give them more range. The Wuhan ones. But I mean, comparatively, they do have 250 range out of the box, right? So. But getting that missile block on there too, because if you have like, if they're in like a commander or a sentinel for a little missile block, you throw that on there, and then like a sentinel thing, you know, you could be at 85 or something. But yeah, no, it's 20 range block and 15 melee evasion, which I mean, the melee evasion on Pop is, I mean, it takes them up to, you know, almost 50. Decent. But now we're just gonna keep on engaging here. As their cav are way too far away to do anything smart here. And we're just going to rout them, rout them, rout them. These smaller units with basically nothing going on. Hardly a concern. Running over them. Just some real Dynasty Warrior stuff here. Oh yeah, you know, that's the good stuff. Yeah! That's exactly how you shoot from a horse. Charge! Oh, I accidentally accepted a duel while I was doing that. It's alright, he'll win. This guy is, if he does get Inspiring Surge, though, he will be at very evasive stuff for a long time. However, his weapon's crummy. He swings pretty quick, but we hit really hard. We'll just wait for that to be done. I don't think they're going to stick around and keep on surging him, right? So, there's Deluge on us, but that'll be fine. The early harass with about 200 kills, got it done, and then we're just going to try to hit him with a Binding Fury here. And it looks like it hit him for, you know, some. We're winning quite handily, of course. He's invisible, which makes him harder to hit. But Yangfeng is no stranger to such difficulties. And with that in mind, it's time to have the real fight. Yeah, but here, you know, we're just, because their shorter ranged ones get hit by the Fury of Beihai, and of course there, boom, we get 30 seconds of comfort. I never do this, and it's so good. It's so good, right? You just sit there, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, y'all can shoot at me, you know, go nuts. But as they come in, and of course we got the 100 missile block, so that you get the 100 missile block, that pulls them in further, and then your other ranged gets to hit on them, and that's a good way to deal with a superior ranged unit, right? Or a unit of superior range. You get that missile block, they'll extend further right where you want them. Speaking of right where you want them, look, a bunch of axes. That means it's time for the elephant to go on parade. I don't think they have any spears in the center here. Now, of course, there are some cav here, but we're going to be able to pop him with just this contingent, I feel. Oh, our towers have fire arrows, too. Do we get fire arrows if the person in the army has fire arrows? I don't know, but that's very cool. Because that morale problem, you know, that's good stuff. And then here, crucially, for like the first time ever, we actually get the charge bonus against the foe. Oh, they did have spears in the center, actually. That's okay. We notice with just enough time to get out. One of the very few times we don't just let them charge us. And look how good it did, right? That charge bonus at 258, because that is, of course, cavalry level charge bonus, where you will shred them if you get your hit. Get the headhunters on him. Hit a roar here. We need to get her down to this blob.
敌将受手，
Make the difference there,
正溃
right?
不成军，见兵就位，
时机已至，杀呀！注意，
长枪不屈，面甲不留。
准备好了，
Yeah, because here, when we get the charge bonus on the flank with these hidden axes with their very, very respectable damage and big AP profiles, I mean, look at them. And then the terror hits. What an army. What a crew. I cannot wait to fight these fools who think they can stand against us. Is that Commander Korean? Yes. Not ours, but the one on their team was. Sai Jinshu, she's been with us for ages. She was like the level 3 commander that we got at like...
准备就绪，顽强不屈，
like, really early. She was the level 3 one we picked up that had like some public order thing. The fire towers. Oh, right, yeah. Good call.
准备开战。
Yep, not sure. Not sure. Because she does have the fire arrows in her retinue, and maybe that's all it is, right? Because he doesn't. But maybe fire arrows anywhere in the arm? I don't know.
自杀，跑起来！准备就绪，敌军仓皇逃窜，一群懦夫。
Maybe it's the building that says it improves your towers. Maybe it's the building that says it improves your towers and it improves regular towers as well as your other ones. I don't know. We'll have to, you know, we'll have to keep an eye on this army and see if we can make any sense of it. Oh look! Oh, they're gonna defend. Yeah, good luck, guys.
准备就绪，
No, stand up. I want you to get up. No, I want you to get up. It's about sending a message. Yeah, I mean, 283 is already crazy. If we could just remember to charge the foe. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, he gives what, like a 25% in this mod pack now, so. Be like, hey, remember how your mom didn't want you to run things? Now, I'm not going to let you run anything either on account of how you're not a lady. But that doesn't mean you can't work for me, Sansa. I'll pitch him. Getting rid of the forest penalties, I haven't even really noticed it yet, but it is nice to know that it's there, right? Because wherever we go, those forest penalties will not be for us. And then, like, when we get a snipe, because if we get, like, Fist of the Bandit Queen in a forest, that's going to be, you know, with the snipe around, that's super evasive. Or, you know, Protectors of Heaven in a forest, 30 more melee evasion.
放他们回家去吧。
You're the heir. Cunning, friendly, cordial, dutiful, cowardly, resourceful, distinguished, and one-eyed. But importantly, you have elite axe warriors, which are, you know, fine.
Quick去！
Need to save. Joyous occasion, a new daughter has been born unto Ma Yunlu, and indeed to all of our houses. I mean, axes are a great thing for infantry. Lady Liu, you're, Yuan Shao's wife, right? Yes. The envious matriarch. Just a regular lady who can do anything. But it's good to have them in the faction, right? You know, she's been wandering a bit.
没什么好谈的。为了天下苍生，正在行进，该当如此。保持原样，向世人宣告我军大业，以逸待劳，静候。
Lay down a little surprise attack there. Delete the hated tax building. Alright, so I'm like, who's fallen out? Yeah. Oh, it's the army. I'm like, it wasn't anyway, yeah, but the army upkeep increases, but you know, that's all to the good. Says everybody gets permission to see the wife. Yes. The wife's clan name dominates, and if you adopt any generic, they get the Zheng, you know, they get the Zheng clan name there, which I think, as I've said before, is super awesome because it's the Zheng fantasy, right? To be the Bandit Empress and to be Spartacus, and now we can do it. I remember, you know, how annoyed I was when Lady Zhurong's child took the name. But, ooh, look at this. Potential turncoats, huh? Well, let's recall her. They have too many people to organize by satisfaction. It's so obnoxious. Oh yeah, we had to do the interference again. 81 it takes to do that. Alright, we gotta be careful spying on him. At least we had plenty, but... And yeah, getting over to the Fury is good. Do we want... Yeah, it's all fine this way. Our forces in the past keep on being there. Oh yeah, this guy is actually quite good at fighting, isn't he? But we'll get him into a different army. Like, copper-scented fingers, that guy's got the trait with, like, a lot of power behind it. Spy, this guy.
潮起潮落，足以磨平巨石。
Level 6, which entitles him to Qin Peacekeepers. Which entitles him to Trebuchets! That's right, strategist, baby! Well, now I don't know if we're going to keep these elite axe warriors, but we might. Of course, can we defend this many trebuchets? Sure, we got another army here.
坚持不懈。
Let's not forget what we can actually do when this game gets rolling. Speaking of, that reminds me. I'm like, wait, Cao Ren, you're a commander.
玉成大事，
What are we doing with this army?
我绝不动摇。
Yuan Shao, you're a commander. She doesn't collect him. Yeah, you know, she's like, yeah, you know, do your thing. Like, is it corruption when we throw all the money off of the back? No. That's just good sense. She is, of course, Elephant Girl. Going to get the melee evasion for her own army seems fine. I mean, getting adamant resolve isn't bad. In that, well, no, it's just underwhelming compared to this. Yeah, we'll just get that. You know, we'll eventually get it because we're eventually gonna take the elephant away from her, right? When like when Zheng Pengan grows up in 12 years, if we're still playing Zheng Pengan, but you know. Maybe that'll never happen. And here, at long last, oh, we roll up both of them. After like 4 years of wandering on the interior of Korea, falling apart, the last king will fall.
都放了吧。这次饶你们一命。土地无人，好比人之无魂。
万物失节，回归原状，追寻荣耀，下入余地。未归来，百姓是否安好？
坚如盾牌，势如利刃，正在行进。出发。
But yes, and here's where we won that battle.
大义将临，莫敢不从。百姓定会丹食湖江，夹道欢迎，定筹壮志。
We won't need that one. Time for another tribute haul, baby! Gotta get these numbers way up. Oh no, not like this. Did I save it pretty recently? I had to have, right? I think we're crashing here. Because this is not a time for the game to be unresponsive that makes sense. I thought I remembered doing it. You know, you just gotta do it all the time, and then it's all right. You know, we did it over the end turn definitely, and I think we did a quick save before even doing the autos. So. Yeah, you know, if the music's going, if the banners are waving, you're fine. But you know, when it clicks, you're like, ooh. And you don't hear the little tick when you mouse over a thing. It's like,
若延误战机，待敌军援兵一至，则我军前功尽弃，万事皆休。
All right, yes. So we're here.
保持原样。
And it was right before we did this stuff and built the buildings and all.
乱军终于得以平息。快滚回去吧！
And, you know, different results there, but, you know, it just goes to show how non-deterministic it is. Speaking of, she is 65 years old and is level 6, so we need to get some trebuchets in her.
注意，正在行进。杀呀！ 万民之声不可小觑，只有稳固发展，人们才会交口称赞。
Yeah, I think it's the menu thing too. It's like we're not giving it time to leave wherever we're at. And then, because it's like all the time would be, you know, we leave the spy menu and then go over here to click on a guy and see what's going on with them, right?
恢复原样。 昂扬斗志，烧尽敌军，力求上进，功名汇报一下，我不在的时候都发生了些什么？
Yep, even the Empress can't get the Imperial units till she's level 8. You know, I feel like they should let your faction leader, I don't know if there's even be a way to do that, like, your faction leader's retinue should be able to get it. And maybe even the air before the level. I think that would be a cool touch. But, you know, it's enough that they've done such a great job with this. You know, it's hardly like, man, I really wish that was there. More like, wouldn't it be cool if... We gain 67 undercover network per turn. Pretty decent. We've got a lot of the buildings that add to it, right? We will demolish the hated tax office.
稍事休息。
团结一致。
统一行进，
消灭他们。
It's like, oh, you've got a bunch of trash with level 1s and 2s and strategists. Well, Liu Zhang, I sure see why you don't want to give up.
Oh, 是你这厮.
Oh, now he's the vassal of Wu, so he can't even... Oh, he's in the Empire of Wu, so he can't even...
还不叩谢天恩.
But we don't want peace with all of her people. So this is pretty annoying, right? We're gonna... Because they're under the Empire now, we're gonna have to eliminate them, or, you know... Yeah, but that'll just have to be the way that it goes. Did she get them as well?
朕与你有什么好说的?
No, they've got their own coalition still. They've allied up with their previous vassals. Can I join your coalition? None of them want me to. That's sad. The Duchy of Zheng is still somehow, somewhere, and is paying me. Well, this guy will definitely give me tribute.
快点.
Glorious!
我方同意了.
This is the guy that took over for Shengxian. But hey, you know, every little bit is a lot of bit. That guy pays us 20 grand there. Glorious!
"我们还有什么可说的？"
Well, we just give him 35 food. We've got plenty. And, yeah.
我方同意了.
Teng is on there twice because it lists all of your diplomacy, and he is paying me per turn for the privilege of being my tributary at the moment. Which wears off in probably a turn or two, because we taxed him. Yeah, it wears off right now. Because, yeah, we taxed him in addition to it, because I mean, he declared war on me, right? Like, his own daughter is fighting for me, and he declared war on me. It's hurtful is what it is.
正在行进，以逸待劳，静候敌军。
恢复原样。心如止水，气聚神凝。接纳冲动。
Oh, look at them trying to make their way up.
目标明确。
Probably their military supplies will fail them, but maybe not.
拿起武器。
No, Turse, me too. Wait more turn there, and then she'll be able to roll down.
“平息战乱，正气如火，熊熊不息。”
Bum, bum, bum. Negative 20% charge bonus for cavalry? Like, where are you from and why do you hate... Oh, Chupan, yeah. I'm like, why do you hate everything? Why don't you want anyone to have fun?
“根壮而后，枝叶繁茂。保持镇定。”
Like, not that, you know, I don't really... It's like, Cao Cao, I mean, we still have visibility on his armies because we're on the contract for him, right? So, you know, he's got some armies there, and then they are all down here dealing with this problem. Is he at war with Wu yet? He is not. He is still trading with them. Still rolling up the Duchy of Zheng. Should really just be a normal thing. No, right. I mean, a trebuchet is a different construction, as the memes let us know. 258 on infantry. Yeah, you know, it's pretty good stuff. Of course, they've got dragons and stuff here in some of their armies, but man, I can't wait to fight this stack, right? Lu Bu with the Imperial Army fighting in there. It's gonna be quite a fight, assuming we ever get to have it. I mean, for all we know, Cao Cao will beat him up in no time. Looks like he's got lands here now. Oh, that's supposed to be when he confederated them. That makes sense.
说话小心点。
有话快说，交谈如此令人不悦，还是快快了结。
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, I guess I can't really support your independence if I'm already doing the thing I promised you I would do.
有话快说。
Yeah, we gotta... Plus, the Bandit network has ever been generally going in the direction that the Empress herself has been, right? Certainly, it's generally been going in the direction we've been going, but, you know, we're trying to go and be honest about it. A reasonable amount of awesomeness. Oh, and they run up to night battle us off, see the ambush, and elect to lose the auto battle. I'll take it. Direct, healthy, and kind-hearted. You know, healthy's pretty... You know, if this is a bandit sentinel... Yeah. You know, healthy is 10 melee evasion. 10 melee... Healthy on a sentinel is an amazing, amazing thing. So, might as well get him. Finally defeat their device opponent. Yeah, you know, I guess that does make sense. You know, once you move up, you're like, oh, they're in ambush. We can't get away, you know. What do you do?
战争不可避免。
The alliance of the cloud-soaring crane has declared war on me. Ma Teng, how could you? I mean, this is Han Zhen, who's their representative, but Ma Teng, how could you? I thought we were friends. That really puts a hit on us. You know, there's barely anyone paying us anymore. But Gong Sun Du, if we could just keep him paying us, right? But for all we know, Cao Cao will swallow him up and confed him before too long. But I think they are at war. Yeah, they are at war, so at least there's that.
心怀中正，振作起来！廉洁奉公，忍受苦难，回归原状，保持原样。
And now the big guy got back home here just in time for us to...
心怀怒火，奋勇杀敌。
Yeah, probably. Because, I mean, double our armies would still only be, you know, 100k down in army upkeep, which, with our, I make 12 grand a turn, but without tributaries, that's, you know, still 60 turns. No, not that many. But we got post-battle loot to buttress it and stuff. Alright, we never recruited Lady Liu in this timeline, but welcome to the party.
准备行动。正在行进。保持原样。
Hit here, level 4. No walls yet. Nope, still walls yet.
为了天下大义。开战。
Like, definitely don't need that. Let's get some more research. You know, if I'd stopped spending 12,000 rush building stuff we didn't need. That's not going to happen, though. Here, we rush build something we don't need. For some more bows. Up there, get our spears, get hidden axes, and a couple of horse archers, and that's an army, alright. That's already. Reckless government, indeed. I hate the idea of the campaign being over in just 5 years. The kids won't get to grow up, right? But 10, I mean, how would we ever make it last 50 more turns? It's already turn 100 in the summer of 210. And all's well. But, you know, right on pace, right? You know, getting to Emperor, getting the cartoonish amount of everything.
廉洁奉公。拉弓之时需屏气凝神。
But we could expect to pick up Zhang Yan, probably, you know, from the end. He's got to have faction fondness. We beat him up for a while, right? University's deployments. Yeah, we're absolutely going to shift them up and not disband them. I mean, it would take, you know, 5 years for all of them to get redeployed, plus the wait for them, and they're quite nice armies, some of them. We would definitely want them there, but yeah, we're just going to walk them up. Which we'll probably do. After next turn, they'll get there, and then we'll send, like, 2 down to deal with the remnants there and move everybody up to the top.
我的激情更盛了。
Because with Cao Cao taking him out there, only a matter of time, Rad. Boom, mighty knockback on retinue. Level 6 for my main man there. I love this campaign. I adore the bandit mechanics. as we talked before about how cool it would be if you could get like the special units from other factions, well, now we can. Zhangfeng, I'm sure you will join me too ere too long. After all, are we not all bandits? I mean, sure, you're a dude, so you're hardly like the target audience for our empire, but still, you know, there's plenty of room for y'all in the bandit paradise. Don't feel like just because you're not a lady that you won't be able to get a job under Zheng. Well, it's time for this army to move in that direction, and this army can defend the gate pass now. Them staying up there is fine. Yep. Time to go back to your old haunt. I mean, yeah, I like to think that he likes it there, right? Beautiful mountain views, you know, good fishing just down the way. And, you know, that clean mountain air, I mean, he's avoided working for Cao Cao this whole time, right? Anything to stay away from the big guy. Oh yeah, we've been doing a lot of those assignments here. Well, be alright. We'll swap this to Replin. As is tradition, get a big boost without sharing spoils. Well, here we can share spoils with this army. And we'll have... Ooh, negative 56. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to go negative on the spoils. Just want to share them. Okay, so we'll move here. It's like a mixture of the philosopher and the other public order thing. Cool. Yeah, we're just going to starve out here. We will march Yuan Shao's army over. Or rather, first we'll just walk. It's possible with reinforcement range that he'll be able to get there anyway. If we made him part of the faction, we'd be able to. But yeah, so now we'll just march him. Actually, work for Yuan Shao. Oh, okay. Characters. Well, maybe I'll read it while I'm eating ramen here in a bit. Because we are not going to do this battle, I'm afraid. The hour grows late, and it'll just be me eating like frosted donuts like a rat out of the bag, you know, no hands involved unless I go and eat dinner pretty soon. So we'll get to that, and we'll get to have a couple of big fights. A valiant defeat, yeah, sure. I'm like, yeah, this will be a field battle. I'm sure they'll defeat us with their I don't carry shield sort of army.
绝不留情。
Oh, you're welcome, Ellie. No, I'm only joking. Of course, I have to use my hands. With a mustache like this, if you try to eat with only your mouth, it's like a baleen whale filter type of thing. You know, like you could breathe smoke through a mustache like this and live. So you can't actually eat a donut through it. More's the pity. You know, although it is incredibly stylish, it can be debilitating. To eat a sandwich, typically I go in underneath, you know, you gotta raise the mustache on the hand, you know, and then you sort of like, you know, you gotta come in underneath it. Very important, you know, the strategic fork. Or if you're eating like a brownie with caramel on it, you just gotta have like a wet towel like right next to you to shield your face. Oh, I assume that, you know, it's like a Templeton and Charlotte's Web sort of situation where they very much dream of all things, but especially stuff like donuts and pizza, you know, because, you know, rats are, after all, Epicureans at heart, in spite of their, when he swims around in the gravy that's on the ground, you know, it's good stuff. Anyway, I do hunger. Mustache too little. No way. No way. I'm always cleaning mine through the day and preening it. But I'm glad to hear you have a mustache, Luke. You know, I didn't know that about you, but now I see why you must have come here in the first place. Anyway, that's about all I've got right now. We'll be getting the Reavers of Anhan here, which will get us these Marauders who are actually kind of legit yellow cav, right? Do they have the northern problem? Probably not. So they swing a lot. Good shields, very solid evasiveness, plus 20 shield evasiveness. Like, these are very respectable medium tier yellow cav. Gordon Freeman, nice. They don't have Northern Courage. Oh, nice, yeah, that's good. Like the Jiang, right? Yeah, but yeah, it's it's a totally decent unit. You know, it's the best yellow because if we get it at like level 3 or something, right? Which I imagine we do. I don't think it'd be like a level 6 thing. For level 3 yellow cav, like, these are very legit. 45 morale is very respectable. Like, this is a solid medium cav unit. You know, it's got that missile resist on there. And they're fatigue immune, right? Discipline, so they re-rally, come with diamond and wedge, immune to fatigue, and immune to scare. I mean, like, totally legit yellow cav. Of course, we all know, like, yellow cav is not, like, as dramatic as red is, but I think there's a place for it. Yeah. He was born into the soul. Luigi was reborn here as a baby with the soul of a murderer. He accepts criminality and resents lawfulness. I know, right? A very coordinated baby. Unfortunately, it disables dueling, but I figure that'll just save me from gracious, coordinated, cowardly murderer. But, you know, we can give him the Bloodfest, even though he wouldn't be able to deal with it. Speaking of the Bloodfest, we gotta give that to somebody. We don't have to do it now. I need to eat. I'm remembering the rat swimming in a pool of gravy, and, you know, apologies to anyone who that traumatizes. But when it's animated, it's very nice, actually. I was talking at work about, the mini like properties of like children's stories and stuff that involve mice and such as, you know, the Miss Brisby, the Rats of Nim, Secret of Nim stuff, you know, and then Fievel, and we were talking about the various stuff. I was like, I should do a video essay on it, and every time I say something like that, I just laugh because I'm like, I'm so lazy, right? Like I'm never gonna actually write a thing. I'm like, and we will talk about the philosophy of why they have to be there, and then at the end, I will sing a pseudo opera version, a cappella of "There Are No Cats in America." You know, it'll really like waver in the timbre as we reach the end, and then it'll fade to black. Your China doesn't understand the difference between rats and mice. Well, I'm sure if they saw a Norwegian roof rat, they would be able to figure out a little bit of a contrast. Man, our, we're broke, right? We are so broke. How are we ever going to afford all this? But, you know, at least we're still positive 80k. Because really, every turn we hold on to any of it is more turns that we won't run out of money. And I know it might feel a little foolish for me to talk about running out of cash when I have 2.4 million, but you gotta think about the future. Anyway, yes, go eat. Indeed. But yeah, I'm gonna eat. I will probably be back for some short stream, you know, at 11:30 or so, you know, 45 minutes or whatnot. Maybe we'll plant some wheat. Maybe we'll knock down a thing in Minecraft. Maybe we'll do a little bit of something. Maybe if I'm in the mood to be incredibly sad, we'll pick up Final Fantasy VI again for a bit. I really have to sort of like collect myself and my thoughts and like emotionally prepare for the part of Final Fantasy VI that we're at. It's one of the most important scenes in all of media to me, and always has been from the first time I laid eyes on it. But I gotta, you know, do I want to cry in front of everybody? I mean, not like much, you know. The weeping sounds on a microphone are terrible. But anyway, I'm going to go read about Dianfeng. I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to talk more. I bet you believe that last part. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. So good to hang out with y'all. She's our bandit queen by the Decembrists. Go listen to the song if you feel like it. I love it. You know, not everybody likes him, but I sure do. And one day, she will be of this whole land, Empress. But for now, it's enough. We finally started getting some trebuchets. I can't wait till we get an Imperial army with our stab 'em with the green guys. Anyway, see you guys.